Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house. I was just sitting here thinking. When I think, sometimes I think out loud, and sometimes I think quietly to myself. I like to think out loud, especially at my age, because it helps me kind of organize my thoughts. But the thing about thinking out loud is that sometimes people think you're crazy. They look at you kind of funny when they see you talking to yourself because they don't see anybody around. But, I like to think out loud sometimes. Thinking about that reminds me about a book where this boy, he had to talk loud to be heard. This book is a classic. As you can see, it's kind of an old-looking book, but it's a classic. Do you know what a classic is? A classic is something that's old and special. Kind of like Grandma Kitty. I'm old and I'm special, right? Do you think I'm a classic? I don't know if I'm a classic. Classics are usually like classic cars that there's not many of them that like that anymore, and they're in excellent shape. So classic cars are classics, but I don't think Grandma Kitty is. But this book is definitely old, and it's special because my mother used to read it to me when I was little. So if you can tell how old a book is if you look on the inside of the book. Usually on the front inside cover, you will find a page that's called the copyright page. And this book is in a few pages, but it says that this book, Nobody Listens to Andrew, was written in 1957. Do you know what that means? That means it's older than Grandma Kitty. That's pretty old. What's that? You think I'm 100 years old? Well, 100 years old is pretty old, but is that what you really said? Oh, no. Oh, you think I'm over 100 years old? Oh, my goodness. Grandma Kitty over 100. Oh, my goodness, where's my fan? Oh, no, I will tell you, Grandma Kitty is not 100 years old. She's not even close to 100 years old. Oh, but that's okay. We all make mistakes. Let's just move on to this book and read this story about Andrew, and we'll find out why nobody listens to Andrew. All right, let's see. Nobody listens to Andrew. Andrew saw something upstairs. He ran down very fast. He said, "Listen, Mother." Mother said, "Wait, Andrew, I must pay Mrs. Cleaner. She must catch the bus before dark." Andrew said, "Listen, Daddy, I saw something upstairs." Daddy said, "Wait, Andrew, I must cut the grass before dark." Poor Andrew, nobody's listening to him. Andrew said, "Listen, Ruthie, I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed." Ruthie said, "Wait, Andrew, I must put on my roller skates. I want to skate before dark." Andrew said, "Listen, Bobby, I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed on the sun porch." What do you think it might be? Bobby said, "Don't bother me, Andrew. I must find my bat and ball. I want to play ball before dark." Andrew said, "Listen, Mr. Neighbor, I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed on the sun porch. It was black." Mr. Neighbor said, "Never mind, Andrew. I must take my dog for a walk before dark." Sounds like Andrew needs help and nobody is listening to him. Andrew said very loud, "Listen, Mother, listen, Daddy, listen, Ruthie, listen, Bobby, listen, Mr. Cleaner, Mr. Neighbor, listen, Mrs. Cleaner, there is a bear upstairs in my bed." No wonder he wanted help. Mother stopped paying Mrs. Cleaner. She said, "Call the police." Daddy stopped cutting the grass. He said, "Call the fire department." Bobby stopped playing ball. He said, "Call the dog catcher." Ruthie stopped skating. She said, "Call the zoo." Mr. Neighbor stopped taking his dog for a walk. He called the police. He called the fire department. He called the dog catcher. He called the zoo. Zoom came the police. Look, they're coming in cars, on motorcycles, on horses, and some of them are even running. Zing came the fire department. Look, there's men on the back. This is the fire chief, and here's the dog, the fire dog. Whoosh came the dog catcher. Swish came the man from the zoo. They all ran upstairs. "Look," said Mother, "it is on the sun porch." "Look," said Daddy, "it is black." Look, said Bobby, it is on Andrew's bed. Look, said Ruthie, it is a bear. Andrew said it was a bear, but nobody listens to Andrew. The dog catcher caught the bear in his net. The fireman said, it climbed up the tree. It climbed in the window. The man from the zoo said, it is dry in the woods. The bears are thirsty. They are looking for water. I will take this bear to the zoo. Daddy said, next time we will listen to Andrew. Andrew had something important to tell them, didn't he? And everybody was so busy they just didn't have time to listen to Andrew. When did they listen to him? When he got really loud, right? And that got their attention. Yeah, so that reminds me of a nursery rhyme. This is the Golden Mother Goose book. And do you know who Mother Goose is? Some people think she was really a real person. Down in Boston, in Granary Cemetery near Park Street Church, there is a grave that says Mary Goose. And a lot of people think that Mary Goose was actually Mother Goose, and she had so many children, she didn't know what to do with all of them. So she sang them some songs, and they put them into a book and called them nursery rhymes. Some people don't believe that. You can believe what you want. But let me show you a little bit about Mother Goose. This is the first nursery rhyme in the book. Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air on a very fine gander. Wander? Gander? Those don't even rhyme. I guess this isn't my favorite Mother Goose nursery rhyme. And who ever heard of flying on a goose anyway? At the beginning of the book, some books have what they call table of contents. This one just calls it contents. And what we want is Hickory, Dickory, Dock, and that's on page 18. So let's turn to page 18. Oh, here it is. Hickory, Dickory, Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, and down he did run. Hickory, Dickory, Dock. Now, look at this clock. It's kind of a big clock. And look at this little mouse. This little mouse climbed all the way to the top. Now, think about it. Why would that mouse climb all the way to the top and get all settled down in the clock only to run back down again? Well, here's what I think. When the clock struck 1, it went bong! And it was so loud, it probably just about scared the ears off that little mouse. So he probably ran right back down because the noise was too loud. So let's talk a little bit about loud and quiet. Did you know loud is a big voice that you usually use when you're outside, and quiet is a small voice that you usually use when you're inside? And did you know that there are times when it is okay to be loud? I bet you didn't know that. I have a little game to play. So I have a bucket here that says loud. Can you see my bucket? It says loud. It says what? It says fluff? Fluff? Well, why on earth would it say fluff? It's supposed to say loud. Well, look at that. It does say fluff. Oh, here it is. On this side, it says loud. Silly Grandma. She put it up there wrong. All right, so that one says loud, and this one says quiet. Okay. Now I have a basket here, and I'm going to give you some examples, and you tell me whether you think that they belong in the loud bucket or the quiet bucket. All right. So, when you go to the library, do you think you need to be quiet or loud? Well, when you walk in to a library, do you walk in and say, I just love books. I'm so glad to be here so I can read all these books? What do you think the librarian would say? She'd go, shh, you're inside. Use your inside voice. So I would say that goes in quiet. Don't you agree? All right, how about this? A football game. When you go to a football game, are you going to sit there and go, go team, yay, touchdown? Oh no. When you go to a football game, you go, go team, go, yay, touchdown. You have to be loud so your team knows you're there to support them. So that's one of those times when it's okay to be loud. So let's put that in the loud bucket. All right, how about this one? Church. When you go to church, should you walk in and go, oh, I'm so happy to be here. I just love to sing. No, because once again, church is inside, and people will say, shh, quiet, inside voice, please. So this one will go in the quiet bucket. All right, here's another one. What do you think about this? Playground. Do you think you can be loud on the playground? Is the playground inside or outside? Outside. So yes, you can be loud on the playground. You can call to your friends and you can laugh and play and have a good time, but no screaming. Don't scream on the playground because people might think that you have an emergency or you need some help. So play and laugh and be loud because you're outside on the playground. Into the loud bucket with that one. All right, how about this? Movie theater. What do you think about the movie theater? Should you be loud or quiet at the movie theater? Well, have you ever gone to the movie theater and had somebody behind you talking and making lots of noise so you couldn't hear the movie? That's kind of frustrating. You paid money to hear the movie, not the people behind you. So at the movie theater, you want to be quiet because it's inside and you don't want to be rude. And here's the other thing about the movie theater. If you're not quiet at the movie theater, you might get kicked out. Ask me how I know that. All right, how about the monster truck show? Have you ever been to a monster truck show? Monster truck shows are fun. Monster trucks are really loud. They rev up their engines and they make lots of noise. So what do you think? At a monster truck show, should you be loud or quiet? You're going to be really loud because you got to cheer for your truck. You got to go Gravedigger, so they know that you like them. So you can be really loud at the monster truck show. That one goes in loud. All right, how about school? At school, do you want to be loud or quiet? Quiet. What happens when you're loud at school and you're sitting at your desk? What do you think the teacher will say? She'll say, shh, quiet. It's time to sit still and be quiet. When you're out on the playground at school, you can be loud, but when you're in the classroom, you need to be quiet. If you're not quiet in the classroom, you might get sent to the principal's office, and Grandma Kitty does not want to hear that you went to the principal's office, unless you're there to help, of course. All right, into the quiet bucket. All right, here's our last one. Baseball game. What do you think about a baseball game? It's outside, so what do you think? Yes, you are right. Loud is okay at a baseball game. If you go to watch your brother play and you sit there and go, oh, that's my brother, that's Caden, and he's going to do really good. Go, Caden, go. Can Caden hear that? You gotta yell it right out. Go, Caden! Hit a home run! Go, Caden, run! You gotta be loud so he can know that you're there cheering him on. So that one is okay to go in the loud bucket. All right, so I have a few more examples for you about loud and quiet. Look at this here. Isn't he beautiful? I had a dog that looked like this once. He's a collie. And he's a very pretty dog, isn't he? Now, if you wanted to pet this dog, and you walked up to this dog and you said, you are a beautiful dog. I would love to pet you. Can I pet you? And you got really loud with him, what do you think would happen? You would probably scare him. He probably would run away because he would think you were yelling at him. So you want to be quiet and you want to say, oh, you are a beautiful dog. Can I just pet you and say hi? And now here's another thing. If this is not your dog, you don't want to pet it unless you ask the owner, because some dogs do not like to have strangers touch them. So you don't just walk up and touch somebody else's dog. You always say to the owner, can I pet your dog? And if they say you can, then you talk gently to them and say, oh, you are so pretty. Can I pet you? All right, I got one more example for you, and then we're going to move on to something else. What about this? What about if you had a little baby? This is just a little baby, isn't she? She's just an itty bitty baby. And you took that little baby and you wrapped her all up in a blanket and you held her close and tenderly and you said, okay, baby, time to go to sleep. It's nap time and you're tired. What would happen? The baby would probably cry, huh? Because just like the dog, she would think you were yelling at her. Now, you want to wrap that baby all up and you want to hold her tenderly and you want to go, shh, baby, quiet, baby, time to go to sleep. So you don't scare her. So, see, there are times when it's really important how we use our voice. Sometimes it's okay to be loud and use a really loud voice. And sometimes we want to be quiet and talk quietly. All right, so And you know what? If you ever get confused and you don't know whether you should be loud or quiet, well, that's what parents are for. They'll just provide you with some guidance and tell you, oh, you're being too loud, you're inside, so be quiet and use an inside voice. All right, so speaking of this little itty bitty baby, it reminds me of a song that I wanted to share with you. Are you ready to move and groove? Here, let me take my scarf off and remind you of our happy heart. Remember how we talked about when you move and groove, it makes your heart happy? See this heart, how happy it is? This heart is smiling because your body is made to move, and your body wants to move and groove, and it makes your heart beat, and makes your heart happy, and keeps your body functioning. So I have a song that I want to sing with you. So get up, stand up, and let's get ready to do some moving and grooving. You gotta help me out here. I don't want to move and groove by myself, so get ready to move and groove with me. Oh, here we go. Okay. The whole world. Okay, stretch those arms really wide. Whole world in his hands. The whole world in his hands. It's a big wide world. Stretch those arms wide. Okay, rock the baby gently. Rock the baby gently. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. You and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Are you dancing with me? Big wide world. Stretch those arms. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 One more time. Big stretch. All right. Nice job. All right. Did you stretch and move and groove with Grandma? That makes your heart happy. Can you feel your heart pumping after you get exercise? Like when you've been running really fast, you feel your heart pumping? That means your heart is happy. It's working hard, and your heart likes to work hard and be happy. Okay, so do you remember last time I was with you, we talked about our bee basket? I brought it again today. Let's look at the bee basket. And remember, I told you that the bee basket is not full of bees because that would not be safe. The bee basket, oh, let me move some of these things out of the way so you can see the bee basket. The bee basket has bees in it, and they are things that we want to be. All right, so let's see. Do you remember last time the happy bee was in there? What do you think's in there this time? Do you think it's still the happy bee? Let's take a look. Well, would you look at that? It is. It's still the happy bee. Do you remember what we talked about when we talked about being happy? We talked about how we don't always get what we want, and you know that's true. Even as adults, you don't always get what you want. Sometimes you have to wait, sometimes you don't get it at all, but you have to learn to be happy with what you have. So let me give you an example. If you want to go outside and play and Mom says, not now, I have to get supper ready, I don't have time to go outside. Should you go pout? Should you stomp your feet and scream and have a fit? No. So mom isn't saying no necessarily. Sometimes when you want something, you get a yes answer. Sometimes you get a no. Sometimes you get a maybe. Not right now is kind of like a maybe. So what you could do while you're waiting, you could go find something fun to do. You could watch a movie. You could play a game. You could read a book. You know how Grandma Kitty likes to read books. You could read a book. You could find some toys in your toy box. Just find something to do to keep yourself busy while you wait for time to go outside and play. And maybe when mom's done with supper, maybe she can take you out. Or maybe you can find something else fun to do. But you have to learn to be happy. You have to choose to be happy. And just don't get upset about things that don't go your way or things that you don't get. Because like I said, even when you're an adult, you don't always get what you want. All right, let's see what else we have here in our bee basket. We also have believe in yourself. Do you know you have a lot of good things inside you? You have a lot of talents and abilities, and you have to figure out what you're good at and what you're not. Some people are good at running. Some people are good at riding bikes. Some people are good at singing. Some people are good at playing games. We can't be good at everything, but we have a lot of talents and ability inside of ourselves, and we just have to believe that maybe we're not good at running. Grandma Kitty is not good at running, I can tell you that. But maybe you're good at riding your bike, or maybe you're good at playing games, or maybe you're good at being a good friend to other people. There's something inside you that's good, and you need to figure out what you're good at and believe in yourself, believe in your talent and your ability, and just focus on the good that's inside of you. All right, this last one here, this is a big one, so let me see. I might have to stand up for this one. This one says, can you see it okay? Maybe I don't need to stand up. This one says, to be the best you that you can be. And that does not mean you have to be perfect. Did you know that nobody's perfect? Nobody's perfect. Even if they are almost 100 years old, nobody is perfect. We are all people. We are all humans, and we all make mistakes, and we always will. Grandma Kitty does a lot of things that she wishes she hadn't said or done. But when you do something that you wish you hadn't said or done, or something that hurts somebody else's feelings, you should just apologize. Do you know what apologize means? That just means to say sorry. That if you say you're sorry, then people will know that you didn't mean to do it on purpose. We all make mistakes. So if you just say a quick sorry, I didn't mean to do that, then people will know that it was an accident. And then you can just be the best you that you can be. You can, just try to really be good. Remember how I told you, if you're good, it will keep you off the timeout bench? You will never get in trouble for being good, right? Mom and Dad like it when you're good. All right, so let me just do a little bit of a review here and make sure that we got everything. Let's see. We talked about loud. And remember Andrew, nobody listens to Andrew. Andrew had to get loud before anyone listened to him. And sometimes it is okay to be loud. Sometimes when you go to a football game or a baseball game, sometimes it's okay to be loud. Sometimes you want to be quiet. When you're inside, you want to be quiet. So here, I've got something here to help you remember. This says, outside, loud. Outside, loud. When you're outside, it's okay to be loud. This one says inside, quiet. Inside, quiet. So when you're inside, you want to be quiet. That's because the rooms are small, and it might hurt your mother's ears if you get too loud when you're inside. All right, so I think that just about covers everything for us today. So until next time, I want you to be healthy. I want you to be safe. Always be safe. Be careful and choose to be happy. Remember our happy bee. Choose to be happy, and don't be upset if you don't get your own way. Just choose to be happy, and maybe next time you'll get what you want. All right, you all take care now, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.